Welcome to BofC Live, the daily video and podcast series of Business of Cannabis. BofC Live highlights the company's brands, people, and trends driving the global cannabis sector. Learn more at businessofcannabis.ca. Our BofC Live guest today is Albert Kim. He's the founder and CEO of GreenlinePOS, a leading Canadian cannabis retail point of sale system. He's also a speaker at our Cannabis Retail Series on March 3rd. Albert Kim from GreenlinePOS, thanks for being here.
Hey Jay, good to meet you.
So I want to start. I follow you on LinkedIn, or we're connected on LinkedIn, or friends on LinkedIn, whatever the right term. We are LinkedIn together. You posted something recently. It was a chart that was moving up and to the right, but with no context to what it was, other than you posted it with, I think, 3 rocket ships. What was that post about? And I'm taking bets on what it was.
Yeah, well, it's a point of pride for myself and the team. This reflects the number of stores that Greenline supports across Canada, and we're crossing the 350 store mark. Which is crazy, because last year when we were at 120 stores, we could not have imagined that this is the kind of growth we would see. So I just want to, for the industry participants listening to this, I want to say that I'm truly thankful for the opportunity that you guys have given myself and the team, and we're going to continue to deliver. We're going to make sure that we meet expectations.
It's extraordinary growth. Like, I don't know when you started, if you said by year 3 of legalization, we will have this many stores. I'm sure there was a slide deck or a slide in your pitch deck, but what does that look like relative to the overall market share, relative to where you want to be at the end of 2021 with like another 1,000 stores in Ontario?
Yeah, so the way we see 2020 is that we tripled our business and we doubled our team, and this is the same pattern that we want to continue until the end of 2021. If you have 350 stores now, we think it's in the realm of possibility that we hit 1,000 stores using Greenline. And with that, there are a lot of unique opportunities for network effects and new products that we could deliver. So that's kind of our target that we're heading towards. We need to aggressively scale our team. So we're actually hiring for a lot of intermediate and senior software developer positions, as well as around customer success and sales.
It's like this rapid growth tech startup. I love it. A great Canadian story. We're going to get you on the peak as soon as possible.
Thank you, Jay.
Brett and Alex. I want to ask you a question, because we've had a lot of conversations over the past several years about the business, about cannabis retail, but I want to ask a question about how retailers are doing, because this is now, like, you've seen great growth. That's amazing. We've seen lots of new stores coming online, plans of lots more, which is also great for the industry. It makes it very difficult if you are already a current retailer. Like, what kind of solutions are you offering your current customers, or what are the pain points that they are facing that you are looking to address either now or as you sort of roll out new products, build a new team, or build out your team? Like, what are the challenges they are facing? And it can be about sort of point of sale or just anything, really.
Yeah, so at Greenline, we focus on the fundamentals. So we focus on high quality software, reliable software being delivered, great support, which is actually not prevalent across the entire industry, unfortunately. Great compliance, and we're always listening and adjusting based on our customers. What our pulse on the market is that stores are pretty anxious. Their anxiety levels are different per province, but a lot of it is just the ever increasing competition. And I think if you're in Ontario, namely Toronto and similar cities like that, you are concerned about the number of stores opening up during a COVID pandemic, right? Like, who knows what the world of cannabis retail would have looked like without it, right? But yeah, I mean, like, that's what's on store owners' minds.
Yeah, it's interesting because we talk about it a lot with our friends at the Vitrina Group and through our sort of cannabis retail series, which we'll get to in a sec. But it is this idea that you need to have your fundamentals down, both from a technology perspective, but also understanding retail like 101, like how to get that customer in the door, how to retain that customer, how to increase that customer spend. Like, those are hard retail lessons to learn in real time, which is why, like, from our perspective, we're trying to give sort of foundational knowledge to a lot of the sort of net new retailers, because it is a challenge. It's a challenge to get to day one, but that's only the beginning of the challenge. The rest of it is actually figuring out how your store runs from a physical perspective, COVID notwithstanding, how you have sort of, e-commerce components to it.
Like as a business owner, you're like mixing and matching all these pieces, even from a software and technology point of view. It's something Greenline's trying to provide, right? So Greenline, we offer a point of sale product, but like from a higher level, we're trying to be retail infrastructure, right? We're trying to be digital infrastructure for retail stores. So you'll have access to your point of sale, to your management. We'll provide you an API. So if you're an enterprise store and you have all these developers on hand to make your own tools, build a system on top of Greenline. You can do that. And we also have a new product called Greenline Capital, which I'm excited to bring up here on BofC Live. Stores have a really hard time getting money, right? Even if it's for a simple purpose like growing your store, opening a new store, that should be something everyone is jumping on it, and they're honestly just not. So we're launching Greenline Capital. We've partnered with financial firms who understand where cannabis really sits. That they're not high risk businesses, right? We work with them all the time. They're really not. So by reaching out to Greenline, if you're a Greenline customer, with about 3 months of sales history or any business history in the past, you'll be able to get up to $500,000 in loans. And we're really excited to, increase store counts across the country.
I love that, because it goes into the sort of the previous question, which is like, what types of pain points are retailers feeling? You come at it obviously from a point of sale component, but also you see it and you have access to these, 300 plus stores. They are feeling a pinch. You can help ease that pinch so they can do their job and maybe expand or grow, which I think is super thoughtful. You are a speaker at our upcoming March 3rd Cannabis Retail Series event, which is amazing. You'll be on a panel with Buddy and with Mirko, and we have some other interesting and fun things to sort of talk about and announce. But we're going to be talking about, maybe we're using the wrong term, but like foundational tech stack. Because that's what we think a lot of people need help with, certainly early on. The first one we did in February, this event series, was about designing and building a cannabis retail store, like the physical component. We're going to talk about the digital component too, and we have a lot more series around other components too. But talk a little bit about that. When you have your first conversation with would-be retailers, like, do they know the importance of what like a Greenline does? And how long does that take to sort of explain that to them, that they're not all the same?
Yeah, we have a range of customers who come to us. We have some customers who kind of barely understand what a point of sale is, and they're just learning about the functions of a point of sale and how it's going to integrate to their store. And on the other hand, we have more advanced stores who understand the role of the modern point of sale, which is no longer just for the front end point of sale, transaction processing, but it's to act as an entire platform. And so that's kind of where we push stores towards, right? They need to understand that you're not just buying a single software solution, you're buying a platform that connects to all these other systems. And it's up to you to kind of evaluate what those other systems should be, whether it's for e-commerce, whether it's for loyalty, whether it's even for like security, business intelligence. You need to evaluate these options. I think the skill of vendor selection is going to be increasingly important for all types of businesses, including software, including physical retail, e-commerce, whatever it is. So at Greenline, we want to make sure that we're enabling this type of decision making.
Yeah, it's really important, and we've talked to lots of retailers. We've been in when we were allowed to go into stores, we went to lots of retailers, but also we're pretty not as in touch with you are with so many across the board. But it really does become, you are really entering a partnership that is super important, and your business will rely on, your business obviously relies on them, and their business really relies on you as well, which is why when we even first talked years ago, might have maybe 2019, maybe even before, you were always talking about the idea of that Canadian lens that you bring to it, right? Because you could talk about point of sale, and not even an abstract, but cannabis point of sale. The regulatory requirements here are just far greater than they are other places. And that is actually where you guys are super focused in on, which people coming from other parts of retail, non-cannabis, maybe why they need a cannabis point of sale system specifically.
So like there've been a lot of American point of sale systems also that try to come into Canada. I think what stores realize is that it's Canada. Different countries are sometimes playing entirely different games for cannabis legalization, and you can't just take one feature set and move it into the other. You could end up with situations where like you have 50% of features in a software product that you'll never use, but you're still paying for it directly or indirectly in some way. Either in terms of dollars or user experience. I highly encourage just anyone in any type of industry to look for software geared towards their vertical and even ideally towards their geography, because like the decisions you make in selecting vendors to work with on top of the platform will also be highly dependent on the type of business you're doing.
Yeah. I want to go back to your growth. So I'm going to direct people to your LinkedIn, but you might get lots of new LinkedIn followers or friends. So that's okay
Right.
too. But also we're going to share that on the website today as we post this. But go look at the thing, but also connect with Albert, but also follow what they're doing, because I'm really inspired by, take cannabis out of it. I just like tech startups that are doing well and sort of seeing the type of growth you guys are doing and building a team, which is always inspiring from an old guy perspective. So kudos to you and the team there. We look forward to seeing you on March 3rd. Those listening, I'll put a link as we do this to how you register for that March 3rd event. So we will see you virtually there then. Albert, Kim, thanks for joining us, and good luck between now and March 3rd, and we'll connect with you on the 3rd.
Hey, thank you, Jay. Always a pleasure.
Our work is made possible with the ongoing support of our official partners, including Cannabis at Work, Cannabis Benchmarks, Can Delta, Gallagher, and Torque & Mains.